Hello, my name is Simina Azar, and today I will be sharing with you some of the main highlights of ASToN, the program that I have been leading for the past 3 years. ASToN stands for African Smart Towns Network and represents a network of 11 cities coming from as many different African countries, and that all have in common a desire to improve the digital transition of their territories in order to make their cities more sustainable, more livable, and more inclusive. Convinced that digital tools can be a means to change, the cities embarked on a 3-year learning journey to build sustainable solutions for their citizens. Running from 2019 to 2022, ASToN pilot program gave local authorities in each of the 11 cities a framework to test and build a roadmap for digital transformation. This included an experimentation phase where each local team tried possible solutions, collecting data and insights to identify successful and unsuccessful approaches to gain a better understanding of how to scale up their ideas and improve their work. In this way, ASToN acted as a catalyst for lasting change, providing a foundation for cities to continue learning and improving their own digital solutions. ASToN was inspired by URBACT, the European Territorial Cooperation Program that has been supporting cities for the past 20 years. URBACT has supported the integrated development of more than 1,000 European cities, reinforcing their capacity to drive change towards a sustainable future and tackle some of the most pressing challenges that cities not just in Europe, but worldwide, are facing, such as migration, climate change, social justice, equality, just to name a few. There are 3 principles in URBACT on which we built ASToN, and those are participation, recognize and include every voice in the city. Second, action learning, solve concrete problems with tailor-made solutions. And third, integration, which basically means breaking down the silos which exist within the city administration, but also globally, sometimes in our societies. So what did this mean concretely for ASToN? After selecting 11 cities out of the 16 that replied for our call for proposals, we structured the program in 3 phases. The first one, the Explore phase, lasted from September 2019 till June 2020. This phase was the opportunity for us to start knowing each other, to draw a state of play in the 11 cities, to organize city visits and draft the methodology for the whole program. For the cities, this phase was also the opportunity to identify the challenge that they would like to work on and also to start reaching out to stakeholders. The engagement phase, the second phase of our program, started in July 2020 and lasted until December 2022. During this rather long phase, cities engaged with the local ecosystem and designed the solution with them. This was a continuous process. And in parallel, we also put in place a quarterly rhythm for learning on cross-cutting areas, like stakeholder engagement, data collection for decision-making, generating ideas for digital projects, and so on. Third phase, called the experimentation phase, was optional. 9 out of the 11 cities that embarked in the ASToN program started it in order for them to test at small scale their solutions. The aim of this phase was for cities to build prototypes in order to test their solutions and break down the risks that they would be taking otherwise if they were implementing a solution at the scale of the whole city. In order for cities to succeed in this phase, we equipped them with small grants, but more importantly, with some experimentation coaches that worked with them throughout the whole period. I know that what I'm sharing here with you can seem a little bit abstract, so I'm going to share a couple examples coming from the ASToN cities that I hope will make the whole project even more clear for you. To take an example, the city of Bamako in Mali chose to tackle the challenge of tax collection as a means to respond to citizens' needs, but also to improve the delivery of services in the city. More specifically, they looked to address the collection of a two-wheel tax, the tax that the private bike owners had to pay each year at the beginning of the year. By organizing consultations with the civil sector, by doing multiple surveys with a wider population, the municipality was able to understand the problem better and also collect the suggestions that citizens were having. Then they went on to design a solution together with their local tech partners. During the experimentation phase, they were able to prototype the app, do various testings and focus groups, see how the app behaves in real life and under normal situations, and learn from that process in order to improve the solution. The app is now the main platform that is being used in Bamako to pay the two-wheel tax. And as a matter of fact, the results were so convincing that the municipality decided to use this approach and this kind of working method in order to modernize all taxes that the city is collecting. When they joined ASToN, the city of Kigali in Rwanda was facing some major digital divide challenges among the population. This was due to the geographic localization of the city, spread over a vast, rural, hilly area. Working with an active local action group made of civil servants, NGOs, and private companies, the city tested during the experimentation phase how a digital center in the remote area of the city could contribute to tackling this challenge. Once they found a building and refurbished it, the center was launched, providing some basic computer classes, especially to women and to young people, in order for them to learn some basic IT skills, learn how to draft a CV, for example, or to ask for documents from the online public service system called eRembo. The center tested with different formats of management of the center, also with various courses and classes. That learning allowed them to draw up a plan to scale up these kind of centers to other 9 rural areas of the city. Besides the experimentation phase, another main output from ASToN for the city is what we call the local action plan. This is a strategic document that puts together the solution that the action group has drafted for the city, and more broadly, the vision that they have for the city and tackling the city's challenge. Out of the 11 ASToN cities have produced such an action plan, and 7 of them have already validated the plan by the municipality council. For the other 2, the process, as I'm speaking now, is ongoing. Together with the validation, the councils have also secured funding for the maintenance of the experimentation tool or even for the scale-up of the solution. This is, as a matter of fact, the case for Bamako and Kigali, just to mention those 2. These are just a few of the results from our 3-year pilot program. While ASToN is ending now in March 2023, the cities are using the ASToN method on other projects and continue to develop their solutions and secure funding for the action plans. If you want to know more about ASToN cities and their results, consult our Knowledge Hub on aston-network.org. I repeat, aston-network.org. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.